Work in acrylics, or you lean more towards one of the other mediums?
Right now, I'm leaning more towards oils, but I enjoy them all.
What is the difference to you between the three?
Well, watercolor even might be the hardest in a way because
I've heard that.
once you put things on down, you can't really correct it. As with oils or acrylics, you could correct endlessly.
You can color over.
It's sometimes hard to even know when to stop because you could continue on and on. So that's one of the big differences. The other difference, and that might be one reason I've moved away from watercolors, is that watercolors are mostly painted on paper, though now they have new supports that you can paint, but it's mostly on paper. And you need to protect it, so you need to frame it and put it under glass or plexiglass. And I found, especially in my gallery, that once it's framed, it's much more difficult to transport. The price becomes higher because if you go and frame and put some plexiglass and you need a mat to protect your watercolor, you're looking
It costs almost as much as what it costs to create it?
Yes. Yeah, it doubles or more than doubles the price of the painting, and I found that people are not willing to pay because maybe they don't understand what is involved. So I was pressing myself out
of the
market. So I decided that even though I enjoy watercolors, it would be easier for me to just do acrylics or oils because you don't necessarily have to frame them, and they can, they're self-sufficient. You can hang them, and you can make it very intense. And I've seen watercolors that are very intense in color. I prefer the colors of oil. Somehow acrylics, sometimes the colors can look harsh. It can be more like posters or like more harsh colors because the medium dries so quickly it's hard to blend the colors.
So they don't have the depth?
Depending on how you use it, no. But there are ways now to use it with different types of acrylics. There's a new product called Open, which behaves more like oils, so you're able to get deeper colors or more blended colors.
What is the basic difference between acrylic and oils?
Well, oils, like the name indicates, they're all made with pigments. Watercolor, oil, and acrylic, basically, it's a pigment of a color, which is usually poisonous colors, and that's the base. So watercolor, you need a binder to carry the paint, the color paint. You need a binder. With watercolor, it's Arabic gum, which helps carry the color, and it's mixed with water, and then the water dries, and now you have the color on the paper. With acrylic, it's acrylic medium, so same thing. It's a water base, so you put water with it, and it sort of flows. And then when it dries, it becomes like a...
It's a water-based, so it's similar to watercolor, but it's a different bonding.
Instead of Arabic gum, it's a polyester medium, and then once it dries, you can never remove it. If you're taking a watercolor, even an old watercolor, and you would take a cotton ball and wet it and rub,
it's ruined.
It would come off.
Yes, it's ruined.
If you did the same thing with acrylic, it's like, painting your fingernails. It's about the same thing. You could rub a cotton ball with water, nothing would happen. So it's sort of this slick, almost like nail polish surface.
It's a plastic medium.
It's a plastic medium.
It's a plastic.
With oil, it's based on oil. The oil is carrying the paint, and so it's very creamy, very greasy, and doesn't mix with water. So therefore, you need to use paint thinners and
other chemicals to break them down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paint thinners, basically. turpentine.
That's a very good lesson. You have other pieces here in your gallery. What style do you tend towards? I know that everybody has their own style. Yours, modern, classical, contemporary. Where would you put yours? I don't think
I
modern.
would say eclectic.
Okay, I'll accept that.
I guess I get bored quickly, so I sort of jump from one thing to the next. I guess I change, every so often I change styles, though I can always recognize that I did it. But currently I would say my style is more of a plein air painting, which is landscapes and Florida landscapes, but they're more of a traditional style.
Okay.
I did, my likes or my liking or my inclination might be more experimental, but I find that when I do that, people seem bewildered and they don't quite understand it, and
it might
they
be what
don't
you
seem to-
enjoy, but it doesn't
Yes.
seem to sell. So
Yes,
you're
exactly.
sticking
Or
to what
they don't even
sells.
seem to relate to it. As with traditional landscape painting, it's very pleasing and people like it, and
It reminds them of something,
yes,
and they
can recognize something. I do a lot of the local scenery, so they can recognize, oh yes, this is Siesta Beach, I was there last week, or
it's a memory of their trip.
yes, or this is the Ringling Museum, Catazan, I visited there, or I guess some people recognize this, I forget now what, the Crowley Estate, and they say, oh yeah, that's where my cousin got married there, or my daughter got married there. So that, they can recognize it, and it can be a conversation piece or a souvenir, a memory of a trip.
Souvenir,
Yes.
a memory of what they. That's a good way of putting it. Recognizable.
Yes.
They remember it. It brings back all the feelings they
Yes,
had when
yes.
they saw it,
Yes.
which is why they purchased it.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense, and it also can cheer up a gloomy northern house in the middle of the winter.
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
you do use good bright
Yes.
colors, and
Yes.
and
Well, it's
Florida
mostly-
has that.
It's Florida landscapes and a lot of scenes of the beach, or some of the better known areas like Catazan, or
Selby Gardens.
yeah, I've done Selby Gardens, or this is the Philippi Creek Mansion.
I don't think I've seen that one. So do you do any swamp type stuff, or do you stick to the ocean side? Do you go into
No,
this?
I go every so often to Mayaca Park, which is fun. It's one of my favorite places, actually.
Yeah, I love the
Yes,
trees with
yes.
the hanging oaks and the gators floating by.
Yes.
Boy, there's a lot of gators there.
Yes. You
And-
don't want
and-
to go there in March or April when they're mating.
And it's flooding, and
Yes.
yeah, it can
Yeah.
be kind of oof.
But no, it's a place I go with. With my Thursday group, we go there very often, and I enjoy it very much.
How many paintings do you finish a painting when you do this weekly thing? One for every week?
Just about. I guess we paint for 4 hours, so it's pretty much a almost finished painting. Usually, what I do is I take it home, I put it in a location where I can look at it every so often, and then I start picking what's not pleasing me, or what's wrong, or what could be improved. And then over time, as I keep looking at it, I improve it, or I think I improve it.
So you might have a couple easels up at the same time that you're
Yes.
looking at and working on just to finish
Yes.
them up, but the
Yes.
basic
The
picture is
basic
there.
painting has been done on location in 4 hours. And sometimes it's finished, but some other times it still needs some work.
Okay.
And that's one reason also that the paintings, the so-called plein air paintings, are usually smaller. 9 by 12 or 11 by 14 would be the bigger ones. But later on, sometimes, especially in summer, when it's much too hot or too humid or too buggy to be out, you can take the plein air painting into your studio and use it as a reference to produce a much larger one. And actually in my gallery I'll have examples of the painting that was done on location and then translated in a much bigger painting.
Oh, kind of like somebody taking a picture and
Yes.
then making the painting from the picture. This is
Exactly.
your original picture, and now I can make it even more.
And that's done with the use of photos, but also with the use of the original painting, which captured the mood of the moment or how the colors were, because the colors from photographs aren't really true colors.
Right.
You know, if you try to, that's why when I see people who have painted a landscape from a photograph, I can always recognize it because the colors are not true
They're not
colors.
right.
They're the photographic colors. So
Nice, interesting. Your gallery. You have you got a website?
yes,
All right. What is your website?
www.joanpetersgallery.com.
That's easy enough. www.joan Joan Peters Peters Gallery GALLERY.com, and you can be found. Your work can be seen on that website. Are you also on the Village of the Arts website? Do you have?
Yes, I am, and I also have a Facebook page,
Okay, what's your Facebook page?
Joan Peters Gallery.
Same thing. Okay, so somebody could look up Joan Peters Gallery and find you on Facebook.
Yes.
Or they could go to the Village of the Arts, the gallery section, and find you on that or on your own website. So there's
Exactly.
3 ways to see your work.
Or there's a 4th way, they could come in person.
That would be really great, because then they
Yes.
can just exchange money.
Yeah.
Now, you accept credit cards?
Yes, I
and
do.
Okay, so
Yes.
they can come in with a credit card and go,
Yes.
oh, I love that painting. It's okay that it's $300.
Yes. But yes, it's absolutely okay. But I try to keep my prices low so people can afford an original. And I have original paintings all the way from $20 to $300 would really be the maximum at this time.
Well, I wish you luck with that, and I thank you
you.
so much for being on Culture Coast, and we hope for a really good season.
Well, thank you, Donna.
Take care. Village of the Arts, the largest artist colony in the state of Florida, located on 42 acres, includes artists, homes, galleries, gardens, and restaurants featuring handcrafted gifts, fine art sculptures, painting, photography, enviro art, healing arts, books, mystics, and musical variety. A few of the galleries are unique in their offerings. Village Voices specializes in books and art created exclusively by Florida residents. The Dancing Crane Gallery offers fine art, custom jewelry, and unique, innovative art. The Village Mystic offers all things metaphysical: meditation, massage, mediums, aromatherapy, psychics, shamans, Reiki healing, and the gem mine, where you can mine for your own personal treasure. Yoga Arts offers classes or one-on-one coaching. Musicians and bands can be found throughout the area. Many of the artists and musicians offer classes. Restaurants and bakeries provide respite for the weary and magic for the foodies. Visit during the first Friday Art Walk and stroll through the shops and galleries enjoying free appetizers, wine, music, and demonstrations. For hours and information, please visit the website at www.villageofthearts.com.
Nightmares. Frightful visions during the night, causing terror and loss of sleep. Daymares. Frightful visions during the day, causing fear and paranoia. Gothmares. Gothic visions that can happen anytime, causing horror and disgust. But sometimes they offer answers. Read Gothmares if you dare. Gothmares, a young adult novel by Al Musitano, available on Amazon and fine bookstores everywhere.